This is going to be number 10. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my daily number 10. I'm running out of fingers, people. Number 10. This is my 10th daily. I can't believe it. It's December the 5th, 2017. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to Traveling with Bruce. This is a channel where I talk about my travels over the years. I love doing cruise ship videos, how to get great deals on cruises, my travels to Germany and Italy. There's playlists all over the place. Discover my channel, search around, you'll find something you like, I hope. If you like what I do, give me a thumbs up on my videos, give me a comment, I love to interact with you. And if you really like what I do, subscribe to my channel. The more people that subscribe to my channel, the more YouTube will promote my channel to others. I'm now at like 78 subscribers. I only started 2.5 months ago. And as soon as I break 100, they tell me the analytics get even better because YouTube considers you to be bona fide creator, that you're the real deal and they're gonna really help you out. So, 22 to go. Oh, let's hope we can get there. Today's topic on the daily. If you've watched a few dailies, you know I go all over the place. I talk about whatever's on my mind, what's current, what's happening. The other day, George Harrison passed away. His anniversary of his death came by. 16 years since he died. And this is the 5th of December. I think he died November 29, 2001. And in 11 days from now, it'll be December the 16th, and that is the anniversary of John Lennon's death in New York City in 1980. And that got me thinking about the Beatles, which got me thinking about the albums I have, and then it occurred to me, I have a story to tell you about my Beatles albums. I got what I consider to be the greatest birthday present that I've ever received in my lifetime. I'm 62, by the way, so I've had a few birthdays. I really wish it wasn't that many, but anyway, it's 62 and I'm healthy. What am I complaining about? But when I turned 13, I got the greatest present that now in hindsight I have ever received. And it wasn't from a family member. It wasn't from any one individual. It was actually from 3 or 4 of my pals that I was hanging out with at age 13, 12, 13. And at the time, I really appreciated the gesture, but over the years I've come to go, wow, that was fantastic. They had no idea the impact that this gift would have on me. And I wanted to show you today what this is. I had borrowed a few Beatles albums from a girl down the street who was a classmate of mine in grade 6, 7, and 8. And her sister, I believe it was, or cousin, but I think it was her sister, had collected Beatles albums when she was younger. And then she'd grown out of them, and she was into other artists now, and had given her these albums. You can have all these old records, I don't want them anymore. And this girlfriend of mine, not like romantic girlfriend, but this girlfriend of mine who lived nearby where I lived, her name's Karen, just in case you ever see this. I doubt you will, but who knows? She had these albums, and she really wasn't listening to them, but she let me borrow them from her. And I'd had them in my basement for probably 2 years. And I hadn't bothered to bring them back because I was listening to them all the time on my chintzy little record player. And my buddies were talking to her one day, and she had mentioned that, oh yeah, you know, Bruce has these albums he wasn't getting me back. And they asked her, well, what was it? And she told them it was the Beatles albums. And they made her an offer she couldn't refuse. $10 cash. 10 bucks. How apropos. The 10th daily, and I'm talking about a $10 deal that got me these. Are you ready? Rubber Soul, the original Rubber Soul album. And there's Colleen's name, because she put her name on all her albums. Here's the back of the album. And I've got my records, the original Capitol Records. Look at this album, LP here, and look how worn it is. Oh my gosh, I have played this thousands of times. I can't honestly say hundreds. It has to be thousands of times. Rubber Soul, or how about Something New with the Beatles? There's Colleen's name right there. And you can just see how worn out the album is. There's some cola stains on it. I mean, these were not in mint. These are not mint condition albums. They're not considered. I'm not looking to sell these to anybody. A Hard Day's Night. Oh man. Kids today, you're buying your music digitally, you're getting ripped off, because when we were young, we got these. We got these large items with a record inside it, and we got to read and see all these extra pictures of our boys. And of course, they were advertising the other LPs for sale that were available, obviously. Here we go. Help. And of course, this was you opened the album up like this, okay? There you go. And then on the back, you got the guys over here, color photos. The movie Help. Oh man. Here we go, one of the early ones. Beatlemania. Look at that. Now if you bought one of these records in mint condition today, you would pay dearly. But these aren't for sale at any price. They're mine. They were Colleen's. Sorry Colleen, they're mine now. Twist and Shout. Oh yeah, baby. Twist and Shout. The type might be faded on the back, but you can still read it. And the records still play. The Beatles, Yesterday and Today. This album in Britain didn't have this cover shot on it. They had the controversial Babies album cover photo on top. And the Beatles were pretty pissed off when the Capitol Records in the US wouldn't release this album with those photos. And so you can see how happy they are with this wonderful pose that they made beside a trunk. They were pissed off that the Capitol wouldn't let them do that. Here we go, Beatles 65. I tell you, I love these albums. They've been played thousands of times. They sound scratchy. I don't care. I remember as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, I would put 5 or 6 of these albums on my record player at the same time, stack them up. I plugged in my headphones into my record player, and I could listen from bedtime, which might have been 10 o'clock at those days, until 1 in the morning. I'd be listening to my Beatles music, and I'd be looking at the albums and just reading the notes and just absorbed into these guys. And whenever I had another $3 or $4 saved up, I'd go down to Sam the Record Man, Canada's premier record store, and I'd wait for the weekly sales flyer to come out, and sure enough, every week for years there would be a Beatle album for sale. Instead of being $6.99, it would be $3.99. I'd get my $4.25 with tax or whatever it was, get it together and get my butt down there, and every week or two I'd pick up another album that I didn't already have, and I would add them to this collection. And I filled out my Beatles collection with my own collection of Beatle albums that didn't have Colleen's name on them. And I slowly put them together. And of course, as soon as I brought home the new album that I got, guess what I listened to nonstop? That album again and again and again and again. And I could hear the music in each headphone because they went from mono to stereo. Unbelievable. And so my Beatle collection is precious to me, and the Beatles, I love them. And of course, as they went individually in their own direction, I started buying their own individual LPs as well. So I've got McCartney, and I've got Wings, and I've got George Harrison, and I've got John Lennon, and I got Ringo Starr's albums, and it just continues on. And to this day, I have satellite radio in my car. Guess what I have? Channel number, what is it, 18? The Beatles channel. And I get to listen to the Beatles channel, and then I hear all this bootleg stuff and all this one-off stuff on that radio station. Love it, just love it. Anyway, that is today's daily number 10, about the 10 albums I got that Colleen once had. They're mine, they're all mine. And my buddies gave these to me for my birthday. They told me we paid her 10 bucks. You don't have to bring the albums back. You can keep them for yourself. They're yours forever. Enjoy. And I have, and I will continue to do so. And I'll tell you, that's the gift that just keeps on giving. It just doesn't stop. And I want to thank my pals for doing that for me. I want to thank Karen for her patience and for taking the money. I don't know if she ended up buying Monkees albums or Partridge Family albums or what she did with the money. I have no idea, but a deal's a deal. I got the albums. And thank you, John, Paul, George, and Ringo, for doing what you did for all of us, countless millions of us who love it. And anyway, that's my video for the day. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this video with your friends. Post it on Facebook. Post it on Twitter. Tell the world I exist so I get a little more exposure, and it'll make it easier for me to promote my videos. And I'll see you next time on Traveling with Bruce. You take care. Bye-bye.